Hello everybody, welcome to The Tube. Every year, the eyes of the tech world are looking at Las Vegas as hundreds of companies try to grab some attention at the biggest tech convention in the world, CES. This week, like every year, companies and startups from small to big came to show their inventions, and we try to understand something about, well, our future. To talk about the crazy and the innovative, we have The Tube's Yaron Tenbrink and Shai Ringel. How was your CES?
Was pretty good. Was interesting. No big announcements, but we had some fun, I think.
Yeah, it's a tech show, so there are a lot of crazy stuff, which is the fun part. We'll talk about it. And we got a very interesting keynote by Intel that we're going to talk about, so I'm okay.
Sounds perfect. Let's start. It's always important to look at what the big tech companies are bringing to CES. They're quite literally laying out their plans and staking their claims to the next big trend in tech. And this year, the most buzzword was transportation, smart cars, smart scooters, and even a car controlled by your smartwatch. It's not a James Bond movie anymore, it's the present. Most impressive was Mercedes-Benz future concept presentation. Buckle up, it's a hell of a ride.
Go ahead.
Wow, luxury in motion, indeed. So, Yaron, how come all the car companies started coming to CES?
Cars are the new frontier for technology companies. There are computers in cars dealing with engine and fuel and stuff like that, but the car itself is like a blank canvas for computers. So you can start putting basically anything, media, controls, everything can be computerized with screens, with tablets, with non-rectangular screens. It can all become very, very high tech. It can all make a lot of money, and it can all make tons of data. And
I think the interesting thing is that car companies have started to think of themselves as tech companies. They are not a car company anymore. You see it in Mercedes, you see it at BMW, you see it in a lot of companies that want to transform themselves to tech companies because they know that companies like Google and Tesla, which companies that are thinking like tech companies, are behind their backs, and they need to reshift the way they're working. So car companies have been coming to CES for a couple of years now, and at the beginning a lot of people thought that it's embarrassing that they're there, and now it's more people are understanding that transportation
it's the hot topic. I mean,
central stage. Yeah.
Exactly. Let's talk about Gogoro. It's one of the most talked about electronic well, it's not a gadget,
It's a
scooter, yeah.
It's an electric scooter.
Yeah, exactly, that came to CES. What's special about it?
The scooter itself is pretty, and it looks great, and there are a lot of gadgets in it, but the special thing about it is the way that there's two batteries that can be pulled from the scooter, and charged. If they'll need to have a big infrastructure for that in the city that it will be launched in. But the battery itself is the innovation. If they can bring that battery not only to scooters, but to a lot of different single port transportation units, like a scooter, that can be a big thing to Gogoro. They are a company from Taiwan. They think like an Asian company, which means that, for us, scooter is that very cool thing, but not a lot of people buy scooters. They buy motorcycles. In Asia,
I had a scooter.
You are very special.
Okay, in Asia?
In Asia, everybody buys a scooter. It's a very good way of transportation, and they want to introduce this electric scooter and go first to Asia and then bring it to the
But
Western
also,
world.
in Israel, we had Better Place, a startup which had exactly the same idea, but for cars. Now, cars are expensive, they're big, and they're not anyone can afford it. Scooters are small, cheap, and they're also a better form of transportation for cities.
A bit more dangerous, but yeah, it's better
But
transportation.
It's better transportation, and this might actually take off.
Wow, I like this future.
Yeah.
I like it. It's
It's
lovely.
nice. It's
Let's
great.
move on for some more future. From all the keynotes and showcases at CES, the most impressive one was the Intel keynote. Intel CEO Brian Kvarnich offered a glimpse into the chipmaker's vision of the neat future with demonstrations of cutting-edge technologies, including gesture control, facial recognition, security prompts, drones that know how to move around obstacles, and a jacket that can help the visually impaired sense what's around them. Watch their drone go. Okay, if you didn't get it, the drone knows that, oh, that's a tree, I will not bump into it.
Yeah. It's really impressive. It has a sensor which Intel has made, and they're going to build a lot of gadgets and technologies around it.
Okay, so let's talk about, Shai, you said in the beginning of the show that Intel's keynote was the most exciting thing for you. Why? What did they do there that really, charmed your technological heart?
Look, what Intel did is a very smart move for Intel. They built the chip and then invited a lot of cool people. We're talking about tech people and designers, artists to just go for it, try new technologies, push the limit on their chips. And in the keynote, they brought a lot of small startups that uses their chips in a very exciting way. That's what I like about Intel. It's not like a conglomerate company where they have this project and this project and this project. They have a very good product, and they're inviting a lot of people to use it. And this is where innovation comes from. Intel had a very hard 5 years, very bad 5 years, because Qualcomm is today in every phone we have, almost every phone we have. And Intel kind of lost its way, and they're trying to bring the Intel back into our lives by just pushing a lot of gadgets, just gadgets out there. They don't want to miss the next phone.
Okay.
They don't want to miss the next big thing, basically.
So they're making almost everything.
It
and
looks like they're going in a lot of different directions,
Yes.
but basically they have one product. The product is
the chip.
and the chip can be behind the wearable revolution. It can be behind the drone revolution. It can be behind the robotics revolution. This is really the chip of the future. It's not for computers. It's not for smartphones. It's for the Internet of Things, which Intel is hoping to dominate. And from what we've seen at CES, they will. Now, for the moment,
chip does what exactly in the simplest way?
you know, it operates the whole thing. Whatever the thing
What's the
is,
technology, though?
it's a chip. It's
a chip.
It's the brains of every gadget possible, like the chip in your computer, which operates
Yeah,
the
there are
whole.
many chips in the world. What's different and new about this new chip?
It's very, very small. It's about
Okay.
it's about this
Because
big.
of the size
it can
of
be
it.
flexible.
Yeah,
it
it
can
can be-
You can put it in different situation, different hits, different colds, different flex.
And you know, we've seen this amazing dress this week with that kind of attacks.
Here she is.
Yeah, here she is. It kind of attacks if anyone gets in its proximity and does a sudden movement. This is dressed by a Dutch designer. She's very talented. Intel helped her achieve this vision. I don't
With the
think
chip.
with the chip, of course.
course.
Yeah. This is the kind of things that are not going to become huge hits, but Intel is really trying to push the envelope, and that's a very special thing for a tech company.
Okay, Intel, you impressed me with your little chip. Now, there's Future CES and there's Crazy CES, the part of the show where tech firms from small to big try to introduce crazy gadgets that are sometimes, well, just hilarious. This year we had the electric skateboard, LG smart home that includes a closet that dry cleans your clothes overnight, a wearable that can change your mood, and even a smart lighter, cause you know, smoking needs to get smarter.
These are activity trackers. They help you become healthier, move more, lose weight, sleep better. You get it. This is also a tracker, and it helps you become healthier too, except it's a lighter. So what happens when you take the same principles that help you become more active and use them to help you quit smoking? You get the Quipit, the world's first smart lighter. It lights your cigarettes using a heat coil and tracks every time you smoke. It shows you how much you've smoked, how long it's been since your last one, and helps you stay on course to achieve your goals. Learning your smoking habits is simple. With the Quipit app, you can take a closer look at your trends and set custom goals to quit.
Yeah, okay. Is the smart trend going a bit too far?
Yes and no. It's going too far because it's getting kind of crazy. I mean, I've seen on CES this year, there is something called Baby Glug Glug. It's a baby bottle, which is actually smart, and it tells the parents how much their baby eats. Now, you don't need a chip or any smart kind of device to tell you how much your kid eats. You can see it for yourself. So I think, there are very weird inventions coming out that are smart. But I think we're also trying to make the world around us smarter, and that's a good thing. That means it's going to save you a lot of time, basically, because you wouldn't have to think about it. All the information will come to you, and
Your brain will become a goo.
no, your brain will be available for more interesting things than how much did my baby eat, how much did I smoke today. You will have that data.
What? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but there are a lot of other crazy stuff you can see almost every year at CES, and we like it. We like to see those crazy gadgets because one, they're inspiration. Even though it's stupid, I think the smart lighter is stupid. But I heard people who say, "Okay, maybe it can help me smoking." I'm sorry, nothing can help you smoking if you think that a smart lighter can help you stop smoking. We showed the robot that knows how to follow you. Now, this is a great example of a stupid CES invention where they promised a robot that can carry your luggage and it will follow you by radio signal. It carries 13 kilograms, which is nothing, and it follows you into a wall. And we like to see bad technology. Bad technology is funny. Seeing stupid AIs is comforting because we don't want to think that they'll get too smart.
I want to talk for just really shortly about Think. We talked about them this week. It's supposed to change your mood. For me, it sounds kind of crazy even to want to try it.
Yeah. I mean, but this is kind of things you see at CES. We have innovations that are trying to do things that haven't been done before. That's basically a very good thing for technology. You're gonna have some, redundant stuff coming out. I don't need anything to change my mood. You can do that by meditating, yoga. That's good enough. But some people, they'll just buy it and check it out. I think it's kind of okay if people want to spend their money that way. But the important thing is, nothing is too weird. I mean, technology, the way it goes now is that you just bring out the invention. If it works, if it's innovative enough, good for you. If it's silly, it won't sell. So it's kind of a natural evolution process.
I don't know. I kind of disagree about Think. I think that this is one of those products when somebody should have said, okay, let's stop here. It's changing people's emotions. This is way too far. Yeah.
That's it. Well, thank you very much.
I don't think it would work.
Yaron, thank you very much, Shai, for being here. That's it. This show is over. See you on Monday with a brand new show here of The Tube. Goodbye.